Hi everyone, this is Lu San. I'm currently presenting midterm project for my Spring 2019 CIS 9467 class. My project data is mainly from New York State Department of Labor. So let's get started. First, let's see one of my first data source, which is average hourly earnings by industry of all workers and production workers. So this is industry title, this is worker type. This is a year, this is a different hourly earnings by industry in different months. So basically I'm do is create the pivot table first by dragging work industry title and the work type to rows, and then the rest of the months goes to values and make sure columns value. And then I insert a pivot chart, which is cluster column, and move to the dashboard. After moving to the dashboard, I create two slicers, year and industry title. So if you click any of the years, the number gonna change accordingly. Same thing for industry title. So let's unfilter those two slicers. And this is for average hourly earnings. So from this chart we can see the financial activities information, and then heavy and civil engineering, construction, those three industries has higher average hourly earnings. However, the leisure and hospitality, manufacturing, and the durable goods have very low average hourly earnings. So similar to these procedures, let's use the same thing for average weekly earnings. So drag the industry title and worker type to the rows, and all the rest of the months goes to value, and make sure the column is values. And then insert the pivot chart using the cluster columns and move to the dashboard and create two slicers for that. Same thing for the first one, we create two slicer, which is year and industry titles. So for average weekly earning, we can see the financial activities information, and then heavy and civil engineering construction, similar to the hourly earnings, they have a higher weekly earnings. And then same thing for leisure and hospitality, manufacturing, and non-durable goods, they have lower weekly earnings as well as lower hourly earnings. And then the last one for average weekly hours, and we drag industry title, work type to the rows, and then the rest of value 12 months value goes to the values, and make sure column is value. And then we insert the pivot chart, which is cluster columns, and move to the dashboard and create two slicers like the previous two charts. So we get average weekly hours and two slicers. And then from the average weekly hours, we can see the leisure and hospitality has lower weekly hours. However, the production workers and then manufacturing, they have very high weekly hours compared with other industries. And then if we select any of the years, select constructions, the pivot chart gonna change accordingly. So let's go ahead to see the unemployment rates. So for unemployment rates, in order to easy to see the numbers changes, and we can insert the bar chart, the data bar. So we select the numbers here, and then go to home, conditional formatting, and data bar, and choosing whatever the type we like it. It is easier to see which year has the higher unemployment rate, like 1976, and which year has the lowest unemployment rate, which is 2018, 4.1. I didn't select 2019 because there's nothing numbers in 2019. And then if we want to see the trends from January to December for each year, and we can select the data. I didn't select 2019 because 2019 only have one numbers. And then goes to insert in the lines, and then choosing the location range you want to place the spark line. And then now we already have the spark line, so it's easy to see the trends, and then knows which quarter goes up, which quarters goes down. There's another way, which is Power Wheel. I create the charts already and put annual average into the XY value, and then put annual average unemployment rate to size. And then year goes to play axis. Let's play the chart. So we can clearly see that annual average unemployment rate goes up and down sometimes. And then too easy to see visually to see the trends. So let's play again in case you didn't see. It goes up and goes down, and goes up and goes down, and in 2010 it gonna goes to the highest and then go back to the original, because 2018's unemployment rate is very low based on the data bar we have. So let's see occupational employment. So if we doing the same way for the data bar, it's easy to see which occupation has higher salary for different level, like entry level and experience. And same thing for Power View, we can insert a stack column, so it gonna shows the salary amount for different occupations. For example, for the entry levels, I put the entry level values goes to value column, and then access title goes to the access. So we're gonna see different occupation, and then the column is the entry level salary. Because it has too many occupations, so we can drag to the right side to see the difference. So go back to the original data. We can see there is a employment amount for different occupations. So I create a pie chart in order to see the proportionality. So for the pivot chart, I put the title goes to rows, employment goes to values, and then insert the pie chart. So from the pie chart we can see total occupations goes to 33%, and then office and administrative support occupations goes to 5%, and then sales and related occupation goes to 3%. It's visually very easy to see different proportion. So after completing the project, we briefly can know what wages allocation for different occupational are, such as which occupation get higher wages and which occupation get lower wages, and we can see from the dashboard and also the Power View, the stacker column that we just agreed on. And we can also know what historical employment rates are, and then what's the trends for the employment rate. So I just show you guys the charts, and also the data bar is very easy to track the numbers. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.